Hi, welcome. Simon here, and I hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to do a screen replacement on an iPhone 7. As you can see, we have a cracked screen as well as the bad LCD screen. So let's go ahead and turn it off. See even if you can turn it off or not, but it doesn't seem like we can. So let's go ahead and remove the two screws here at the very bottom. I'll be using a pentalobe P2, which is the 0.8 millimeter. That's the size of the screwdriver. And remove the two screws. The next step is to get yourself a metal prying tool. I'm sticking in between the glass and the phone. As you can see, that's about how much the opening I'm sticking in between. And what you want to do is just to cut the adhesive running across the phone. Just be very careful with those broken glass. So safety is always priority. I want you to get yourself like a safety goggle or something to protect your eye. You do not want the broken glass to get into your face or your eyes, okay? At the same time, I'm very gentle prying up the broken glass and trying to separate the adhesive. And then just flip it to your right. The next step is get yourself a tri screwdriver or the Y screwdriver that looks like a little Y shape on it. You need to remove 4 screws. So one of the screw on the far right, that is the longest screw. The rest of it is about the same size. So do not mix match your screw. Make sure you have them in a right position. Remove the bracket. The next step is the Phillips screwdriver. We are removing the 2 screws here on the top. We got to disconnect the ear speaker proximity sensor that is part of that on the very top. Okay, so go ahead and disconnect the battery, disconnect the LCD, and disconnect the proximity sensor. They are just like Lego. Once you get a plastic prying tool, stick it underneath and just pry it open. Simple as that. Next step is to go ahead and get yourself a Phillips screwdriver. We are transferring the ear speaker, the front camera, all the good stuff over to the new screen. Remove the bracket, open up the front camera, remove the ear speaker, and here comes the fun part. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get underneath that little proximity sensor, and I'm trying to get it out entire piece just like that. Okay, while this thing is being disconnected. So the next step is to get a metal prying tool. I'm going to stick it all the way in between that, right? At the same time, you can see the little 4 dots, the gold dots. You want to stick it in that as well and kind of run it through to remove the whole piece, just like so. Okay, now the entire piece is removed. However, I do not need to have this this little mesh that covers up the dirt because the new screen comes with it. So we're just going to remove that. All we need is this little front camera. Now the next step is to transfer the home button. Get yourself a wire screwdriver. Remove 4 screws. Once we have done removing all 4 screws, remove the bracket. And here you want to be very careful. So that little button right there, the connector, you're going to flip it to your left. Open it up just like that. And then get this thing full. And get the metal prying to kind of go underneath that flex cable. Be very careful. What I'm trying to do is separate the double-sided tape, which is that one right there, away from the screen. Okay, so here comes my new screen replacement. I would like to install the reverse process as always. It's a lot easier. The home button would have to come from the front, like so. Okay. Now remember the thing connector would have to be on top of the home button. So let's go on top of it and then rest it in a position where the connector meets together and close it down. Alright, once you have that in the right position, everything looks good. Have the phone screen back down here. Realign the bracket and have 4 screws going back in. So the new screen that I purchased, it actually comes with the back cover or the back plate. This is what I'm referring to, the back plate. Some of them, they do not come with it. It doesn't really matter. You can just always transfer from the original back plate over to that new screen. All you have to do is to remove some of the screws. As you can see, there are 3 screws here on the side, another 3 on the other side, and this metal piece will just come right off and you can transfer it over to your new screen. Okay, that being said, the next step is to have this transfer back in. I like to align that little 4 dots, the gold dots, with the 2 little holes in it. The 2 little holes give you the alignment where you can align them in a position, and once you have it in the right place, you just have to press it down so that it can all go into the slot. Once it's all in it, have the ear speaker go on top and then flip over the front camera in a position like so and get the metal bracket going back on top. Once that thing is done, what we need to do is to have a couple screws going back in. Again, the screws are not the same size, so make sure you have them in the right place. The one here is a lot longer, as well as the one here at the bottom. The one here on the top left is also much longer. And then the one here at the bottom is much longer as well. And the last screw on the very top left is shorter. Okay, once everything is done, the next step is to reconnect all the cable. They are just like Lego. All you have to do is position them in the right place and they'll snap back in very easily. Do not force it down. is all about alignment, align them in a position where it goes on top of each other. When you press it down, it would be very easy to snap back in. Here comes the other one, which is the LCD and the digitizer. Everything is done. Have the battery put back together and the bracket here to close it up. The very screw on the far top or the far right, for my position, is far top. Okay, and then the other three is a lot shorter. Once you're done with that process, do not forget the front camera bracket, which is on that side of it. On the top, get yourself a Phillip. Have the screw go back in a position. Okay, now the next step is to align the very front of your phone. You have to slide it in first and then press it down on the side, crunch it, and all be crunched together. Now go ahead and power up your phone. The Apple is coming up. I have a screen, and do not forget, oops, I missed one of the screw. I'll pick it up later. And do not forget to put the two screws here back in the bottom of your phone, right next to the charging. All right, there you have it. I hope this video is helpful. If you do find the video helpful, please click the like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're not sure where to buy the tools and the replacement screen, check out down in the link description below. I will direct you to Amazon or eBay for the screen replacement purchase. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.